All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Yeah, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane studio.
Welcome back in. Hour number 2 OTB here on this Wednesday morning. We talked a little bit about Florida and Matthew's love for the Gators and how they'll never be hydrated because of that love for the Gators. That job is open, and now it joins Penn State and Arkansas and UCLA and Oklahoma State, Virginia Tech, and the list goes on and on and on. And because you have that list that is forever growing, it's going to be every single weekend now we're going to have one firing, it feels like, and it almost feels like you can say that in absolutes because you want to get ahead of it. You want to get your job out in front of whoever the top candidates are going to be. And so I know Florida State said that they're behind Mike Norvell. That's because they've got $53 million why they have to be behind Mike Norvell with that buyout there, even though it's been almost 500 days, I believe, since he's won an ACC game. So that's a long time ago. And that's certainly not the standard at Florida State. They didn't win one a year ago. They haven't won one yet this season.
Whoa, say that again?
Yeah, it's been almost 500 days since Florida State won a ACC game.
A conference football matchup.
Yeah, and they just lost to Stanford.
That's alarming.
Yes.
Huh. All right.
How they beat Alabama.
Wait, why did I think they were decent last year?
No, they won 2 games.
I didn't watch.
Yeah, well, you didn't have a sports show yet.
That's true.
2 years ago, not last year, but the year before, they were undefeated in the regular season. That's what you're thinking of.
There we go.
Yeah.
So your friend tells me that as of October 22nd, today, it has been 690 days since Florida State won an ACC football game.
I thought it was like 500. Okay, whatever the number
I don't know.
is.
That's what Chat GPT says, so I don't know if we can trust
So it's
that.
factual.
No doubt. Go ahead and put that in stone.
Yeah.
Tattoo it.
But they've said, look, we'll reassess at the end of the year. And maybe it does come open, but I don't think so because you would have already done it. Or maybe you're trying to raise the money right now. I don't really know. But it's not going to be the only jobs. And so who do we think is going to hire the right coach? Do we think it's going to be Penn State? Do we think it's going to be Virginia Tech? Is it going to be the Florida Gators? Are you worried the Florida Gators are going to hire someone that's is going to just completely come in there and turn Florida into what it used to be? So, I mean, you've had Will Muschamp and McElwain. You've had Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen, by far the most successful of recent memory.
Yep.
Then you have Billy Napier, who's 22 and 23 overall. They're headed for their 3rd losing season in the last 4 seasons. Think about that for Florida. Think about if I'd have told you that in 2007, if I would have said the team that we're about to play tonight, at one point here down the road, is going to have losing seasons in 3 of the 4. And the one they didn't have a losing season, they had to go on a 5-game winning streak to do so.
Yeah, pull it out of their rear.
Yes.
I guess this here's where I'm a little different than probably most people.
Well, that list is long and distinguished.
Thank you. I don't think I've ever been bashful about saying I hate Florida.
Mm-hmm.
They're my least favorite team.
Right.
They're my true rival for LSU.
Same.
Now everybody's different, and I respect that because
We hate a lot of people.
At certain times, the rivalry's different. Before I got to LSU, it was more Auburn.
Yeah.
Florida during my time. Afterwards, rightfully Alabama. So depending on when you were at LSU, is who you kind of hate the most, right? So Florida is mine. I don't wish that Florida's program burns to the ground. I want Florida to be good. I don't that's where I'm different from everybody. I think college football is amazing. And when the good teams are good, college football is better. I want LSU to be able to beat them when Florida is good. I don't want them to be irrelevant. Like, how sad is it that Florida State has gone into this black hole of irrelevancy? Like, college football is better with Florida State being good. College football is better with Miami being good. So I don't wish that Florida is a bad program. I love beating good people. I love beating your rival, the team you hate the most, when they are riding high on their horse, thinking they are all that, thinking they're the best, and you make them cry. I like that. That's what I like. I don't want them to be a doormat.
Yeah.
I want them to hire a good coach. And I want to beat them when they're at their best. That's where I'm different.
All right. So now it's different. Like before, there's places that if it opened up, you're not asking questions. You're going. Like, hey, guys, get everything packed up. We're going to Gainesville. We're going to State College, like whatever. But now, like seeing teams like a Vanderbilt, like a Missouri, like a Georgia Tech, like all Indiana, it's like you can do it in multiple places now. So with Lane Kiffin being the Vegas favorite to take the Florida job, I would say why?
Yeah, why would you?
You're in Oxford.
Yeah.
They love you there. All right. You don't have quite the expectation that they have at Florida, right, wrong, or indifferent. You just don't. You've got it rolling already. You've built a culture. You literally can get whatever you want from administration because they love you and the equity that you've built up because you're doing things they've never done before. With Florida having losing seasons in 3 of the last 4 years, why would I go there? And he's making a ton of money. It's not like they're going to give him so much money that he can't deny it at Florida.
Right.
So, like, for people to think, oh, well, the Ole Miss coach is going to go to Florida. Yeah, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe.
Yep.
Not now.
Yep. I know coaching, it's an ego thing. Like, all coaches have egos.
All players do too.
All players have egos. And I'm not using that and saying an ego is a bad thing.
Right.
It can be a bad thing.
Yeah, you got to have one a little bit.
You got to have one. It can be a bad thing, but all coaches have egos to the point where, like, well, I can fix this. I can fix that guy. He's got the talent. I know he hadn't been good. I can fix him. I got this. I can be different. And there are coaches that can do that. But why would Lane Kiffin take the job at Florida or at LSU for that matter? Because because that's blowing up my Twitter feed. Like
Lane?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. It's like it's annoying.
Your Twitter feed. You're in these streets right now.
God, I'm in it deep right now. I
You're in these
I need to get off for a week. But yeah, why would he go to Florida when that playbook's already been played out with another coach from Mississippi?
Yeah.
And Dan Mullen. Like we said it, like Dan Mullen could have sat there at Mississippi State, gone 7-5, 8-4 for the next 20 years, had a statue, made $5, $6, $7 million a year. But you go to a team that is struggling, has high expectations, and he gets fired before he should have.
Yeah.
And they just hadn't seen the success. So why would Lane Kiffin make that move? And I keep going back to the comment that I heard a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember if it was on game day or when it was. I think a couple of years ago, Lane was in probably a different place. I think he was looking for another spot.
Yeah.
But he made a comment a couple of weeks ago that he said, I needed Ole Miss more than Ole Miss needed me.
Right.
Like, that tells me, like, you're pretty happy with where you're at. So I don't see it. I know he's the odds-on favorite. I don't know why. Maybe just because people like to think it's a good fit.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening.
I don't either. And I don't know, like, Jed Fish makes sense because he, went to school there and coached there and the whole deal. Like, would Florida fans be happy with the Washington coach coming to take over for Billy Napier? Like, fans have to, I think, change their expectation too. I'm trying to see if I can pull up the odds. Tay, do you have those?
Working out for Bama right now.
Yeah, I can pull them up.
In front of you, pull them up. Well, that guy just kind of wins wherever he goes.
Hey, what was one of my bold predictions, I believe, was John Gruden was going to be a coach in the SEC before the second round of the playoffs.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. Wasn't that? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
Yep. So, ooh, boy.
Just like, so the same conversation goes to Penn State. Like Kirk Cignetti, before he signed his 11.3 per year deal. Why? I made the same playoff that Penn State made last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a better direction right now.
Yep.
They literally would think about building a statue of me as we speak.
Yep.
And you just fired James Franklin, who made the playoff a year ago, with expectations that are national championship or bust when they haven't won one since 1986. You and I were in diapers the last time they won a national championship, but that's the expectation. Why would I leave Indiana? In today's college football, where Indiana can pay their coach $11+ million per season, and he can get a roster that plays out as similar to Penn State's than ever before. And again, if he wins 9 games for the rest of that contract a year, Indiana football is going to be excited about it. The math has changed.
He can be there forever.
The math has completely changed with where we're at right now.
Yeah, some of the Blue Bloods might not have the leverage that they once had because of the decal on the side of the helmet.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
All right, so there's the Vegas odds to be the next head coach at Florida. Okay, we just talked about Lane Kiffin, who's got the best odds, plus 200. Jeff Brom, second, plus 300. Jeff Brom, where did he play college football, Matthew?
Louisville?
Yes, and you don't have to say it as a question. You should know that you played with his brother, Brian Brom, who's also on their staff. Yes, Jeff Brom played quarterback at Louisville. Thank you. James Franklin, we'll come back to that. Eli Drinkwitz. Eli's won double-digit games back-to-back years in Missouri. He's on his way to doing it for a third time. And, oh, yeah, they have state laws in Missouri that help out his football program. They are the only major football program in the entire state of Missouri. Okay. Marcus Freeman. Think he's leaving Notre Dame to go to Florida? Don't think so.
Should.
Urban Meyer's on this list. Do you want Urban Meyer to be your head coach after what you saw there in Jacksonville? All right. So James Franklin, maybe James Franklin. Maybe that's it. He's plus 600 there. Jed Fish, plus 1,000. He's got a lot of ties to Gainesville and to Florida. Okay, that one makes a lot of sense. And maybe it's Alex Golish at South Florida. We go down to Brent Key. Hey, Matt, where'd Brent Key play college football?
Just based on the tone of the question, Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. Hey, Matt, Kenny Dillingham's next on this list. Where did Kenny Dillingham graduate college from?
I'm Arizona State.
Arizona State.
I'm good at this.
So all these people that you think would leave, like Jeff Brom played quarterback at Louisville, was a star at Louisville. He's got them beating the number 2 team on the country on the road. Brent Key played football at Georgia Tech, played offensive line. He's got his team, the number 7 team in the country. Kenny Dillingham from the area, went to Arizona State. He had them in the college football playoff a year ago. It's not like it used to be where you're like, we're Florida, or we're Penn State. Or if, when LSU, like if it was open, it's not like it used to be. It's not like it once was. Now I think LSU is much better than those jobs. I think LSU obviously is like a top 5, so maybe they don't fall as much into this category. But Penn State and Florida, they have the highest standard that you can have. But with all of these coaches, like now in today's college football, I can make a case for them staying where they're at currently. Mm-hmm. And sure, maybe James Franklin takes it. Sure, maybe he does.
Is there anybody in the world better at their job than Jimmy Sexton?
No. Say Jimmy.
For those of y'all wondering, if anybody doesn't know, Jimmy Sexton is the
agent for
super agent.
Half the
who's the agent for most high profile college coaches, who absolutely controls the narrative of rumors of, hey, this guy wants to go here, this guy's looking at this job, this team's looking at that job. Controls the narrative to, of course, grow the contract and the offering, and has been the spearhead and the catalyst to all these like absolutely insane buyouts from all these colleges with these head coaches. And he's done it all by like almost creating a monopoly of clients. Like if you have all the coaches in the SEC, then you can create any rumor you want, any narrative you want. So, I mean, I don't think there's ever been a man alive that's better at his job
College Game Day. Why was he in the background? Because he's got both those coaches. SEC spring meetings. There's somebody that hosts a little mixer with all the SEC coaches and administration. It's Jimmy. He's down there at the lobby bar because he's got half the league and probably more than half, probably 80% of the league. And so if you got a job that's open and you think that, oh, we're that school, we're going to be able to go get A, B, or C, we get our pick.
This is just like a quick little Google search of SEC coaches, and I'm sure it's more. Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, Steve Sarkisian, Mike Norvell, Lane Kiffin,
He's got
DeBauer.
Has he got drink? I think he's got drink.
Probably. This is just my quick list.
So if you're looking for a head coach and you just assume, I would be careful. I would tread lightly. A lot of people talking about Coach O. I've heard Coach O wants the Oregon State job. I don't know that that's factual. I have heard that, and I could see that. I could see Coach O going to Corvallis, small town.
Be a good fit.
Galvanizing the fan base a little bit. They got some buy-in. They got a great campus. They got a buy-in, so I don't know. We'll see if that happens. I know he wants to coach again. That'd be a lot of fun. All right, we'll take a break. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
GCOPnet.com is the website for Gulf Coast office products in multiple locations throughout Louisiana. But look, when you need that document, you don't need it tomorrow. You don't need it in 2 days. You don't need it in 3. You need it right now. Like if you work at a law firm or if you work at a hospital, a university, engineering firm, you know how important it is to have that information right then, right there. And you're going to have that with GCOP. So when you call them and you have any kind of issue or any kind of question, like you don't talk to an answering service, you don't talk to a machine, you talk to a human being who is going to help you right then and there. You should trust them. The Tigers trust them. The Raging Cajuns, the Pelicans, the Saints, they've got Louisiana covered. GCOPnet.com.
That's right. Gulf Coast office products. In the world of digital scans and this digital world we live in, the paper trail in any office is still the bloodline of the office. So when you deal with that, you have to deal with Louisiana's leading copier and printer source, which is Gulf Coast Office Products, GCOPnet.com.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
Oh, dog doesn't have the headphones.
I didn't need them. I got it over here.
Oh, yeah. Alondra was
I knew what it was.
Okay. All
I
right.
sound just like her.
Same thing.
I mean, you're
feeling it.
basically
I've been
free
told,
concert.
yeah.
Hit a high note.
Always be mine.
Dr. Stephen Etheredge back again with us on his Wednesday spot. Doc, how we doing? How we living?
Could be better, but we're getting through.
We're making
Yeah.
it. It's
Yeah,
Wednesday.
the vibes are
We
getting
put it
better.
behind
Yeah,
us.
exactly.
We put it behind us.
We're
We're
getting
looking
closer to the
forward.
weekend.
I know. Tough weekend for Doc. Obviously, the LSU game didn't go like we wanted it to. Florida State loses to Stanford. I said that right. They lost to Stanford. Haven't won an ACC game since Moby Dick was a minnow. It's
Rough
times.
sledding. Yeah. From where we started at the beginning of the year, I was feeling really good. And
oh my.
it's
Like there needs to be like an immediate case study of how that happened. Like we got to dive into it. You beat a team that looks like they might be the best team in the country.
I know.
You
Seriously.
lose every game.
and beat them. It wasn't like some weird fluky.
Oh,
it was,
I mean,
it was
beat
a great game.
And I know, like,
And
yeah, well, you had 6 months to prepare. I get that, but my goodness.
I can't explain it for
You'll
you.
always have Bama.
That's it. No
Can't
matter
take that
what.
away from you.
Can't take it away.
You will always have Bama. All right, we got a lot to get to with Doc there. We were talking about wearing boots, and I feel like it's something that is certainly more prevalent than when we were playing. If you saw a boot come out, you're like, oh boy, you're done. You're done for the year. Like you're out. Like if you see a boot. But like now I'm noticing that it's like even if you plan on playing the next week, it's like, okay, let's get this in a boot. Let's make sure that we protect it. Traveling home, whatever. Like, what are the reasons maybe behind why that changed?
Yeah, it's funny. It's one of those things, we'll hear it and a lot of times from the media and stuff. Oh, we saw the guy leaving the facility in a boot and everybody's in a panic. And
Right.
understandable, especially if it's, one of your dudes. But we've kind of learned that, look, if you want to get something better quickly, let's do the full court press on it. Let's not just kind of say, look, we'll kind of play it slow. So if you got an ankle sprain, regardless, high ankle, low ankle, severe, mild, moderate, one thing we've kind of seen is let's go ahead and really be aggressive on the front end. Let's get you immobilized. Let's put you in the boot. Let's not risk any further injury because maybe you have a mild sprain. You're walking out of a facility, maybe not even at practice, and you step off that curb and you roll it because it's a little bit weak, a little bit irritated, whatever.
True.
So you're kind of avoiding that. But then also just to give it some protection, just to go ahead and start that healing process, the sooner the better. So yeah, a lot of times it's not an injury where we expect the patient will be out the following weekend. A lot of times it's just hey, let's get out in front of this thing. Let's be super protective. So it is something we do very commonly now. And we're fortunate, these days and age with resources. I mean, we've got a closet full of boots. So we might as well throw you in one, right? So I mean, we've got them
We
sitting
got
there.
a storage
So-
unit full of
You know what?
boots.
Here, take two.
And we're not unique in that. I mean, obviously we got great resources, but a lot of people do. But that's why you'll see that a lot more, I think, now, just kind of a change in the mindset.
Okay. Well, because like I said, like when we saw one when we were playing, even like at the next level, it's like, oh man, that guy's like the only boots that we wanted to see was the one you drink beer out of. You know?
Right, you're right.
And I remember I wore a boot when I was in high school. I had a little fracture on my top of my foot, and a lot of it was because, of course, like didn't want to be crutching around.
That's true.
And like you can kind of rock on the boot, but a lot of it was just because you didn't want somebody to step on your foot. Like it was because it's got a little hard shell on the outside, so it like kind of protects you from just like getting hit randomly. So I understand like the over precaution, but like explain the difference between like an injury of all right, you're good. Here's a boot. It's going to help you kind of like rock from the front to the. I remember that the heel rock from the front because it took all the pressure off your foot. Like what's the severity of injury between like just hey get this boot on for precautionary or like we got to crutch around at this point because I don't feel like you see a ton of guys unless it's like post surgery that are actually using the traditional crutch.
Yeah, I think most of the times there's always going to be an exception to this, but I mean, there you see the crutches that's probably going to be a little more significant. There's going to be those exceptions, but most of the times that's the case because that's going to be something where there's a broken bone, there's something where we don't want to risk any injury. I mean, it's not always a broken bone, but something that's unstable. We don't even want to take the chance of you putting weight on it. Whereas the boot, like you said, it might just be something where we're trying to offload it. I tell my patients a lot in the clinic, like, hey, we're going to put you in a sling, we're going to put you in a boot, we're going to have you wear this thing. To the point you made that it not just so that it protects you, but it also people see it. Because sometimes somebody step on your foot, but they see you walking up the boot, they're going to give you a kind of a wide berth. So a lot of those things
Wide
are true.
turn.
So now that doesn't mean that every time in the boot it might not be serious. There are going to be those exceptions. But as a general rule, it can go both ways with the boot. Crutch is probably more significant.
So don't freak out if you see a guy with a boot, but if you're lucky, you get one of those. They didn't have these when we were playing the one-legged bikes.
Oh, the scooters.
The scooters, you prop the leg up.
Those are a lot of fun.
Those look fun.
Now, if you're in one of those, you're probably
you're
in a
done
bad
for the year.
spot.
Probably in a bad spot there.
You're
as well,
probably
yeah.
in a bad spot. Those aren't just to take some load off there. Also, something in the news, and you mentioned it this morning. It's a great point out by you because we talked about it in the offseason, but A&M got fined $50,000 for faking injuries, and it's been a big point of emphasis to not do it, to slow down teams. Arkansas was trying to go fast. $50,000 for faking injuries, and so, I mean, did the doctors just not sell it enough? They went out there.
You got to ask. I think we got to work on our acting skills. It was something that was brought to our attention. I believe it was the summer before last when they kind of made a conscious effort of saying, "Hey, listen, guys, y'all need to be able to document. There is the HIPAA stuff, so we can't necessarily come out and say exactly what's going on, but we have to be able to show like, hey, there is an injury. The SEC and the NCAA both cracked down a little bit on." The injury reports, doing all these things. And look, I think we've talked about it in past shows. We've all been out there. We know the guys that'll sometimes get that injury.
I've done it. Flynn's done it.
Yeah,
I mean,
you need
we
to
used to be taught to do it.
Yeah. But I think at the very least, you got to be more slick. I think, from what I saw, they apparently somebody signaled something to the guy on the sideline, or what I read at least. And so, A&M, I can't say I hate it for them. But, it's going to be something probably won't be the last time we see that happen.
I think this begs the question. Is HIPAA enforceable if it's a fake injury?
That is kind of a good question.
Think about it.
Yeah, deep thoughts.
Whoa.
Deep thought.
Whoa.
Right?
Are you done for the day?
I might be done. I might be spent.
Wow.
So so do you have like a story from, you don't have to obviously know names or anything, but like you have a story from when you've gone on the field and it was like clear as day a fake injury. And like, what is said between the player and the training staff, the doctor staff, and then do you just like grab a leg and start like moving it around or what?
Yeah, not to, obviously we can't throw anybody on the bus, but we had a guy that was one of our players a few years back that was
30 years ago,
really
like
good at it. I mean, he was. So to the point, like literally, even though every time he'd go down, I really didn't know. Like he sold it well.
Yeah.
So I'd be going out there and and I'd be like, oh man, is this time real? And this is when Jack was still our guy, and he'd kind of give me the look, and I know, okay, I can kind of not be as worried now, but yeah, usually you still gotta do your part in that scenario because it would happen. Guy's tired, he's like, I need a breather.
Yeah.
Well, let's stretch this hammy out for a second. Let's kind of take a look at this knee, and yeah, you have to, people won't like hearing it, but that's part of it.
You're a team doctor, so you're part of the team.
That's right.
At that point, I'm there.
You got to do your 111.
You got to be your 111.
I don't want to be the reason we got the $50,000 fine. So
I'll never forget when I did it against Florida because my chin strap wouldn't buckle, and I was on extra point. I'm sitting down there, and I just scored a touchdown, and Bear and Jack come out there, and they're like, what's going on? I'm holding my knee. I'm like, I think I'm really selling. It's probably really bad. But I was like, my chin strap won't buckle on there. And Jack goes, oh my. You wanted a curtain call.
You wanted a curtain call.
He's great.
I was like, well, man, don't hate it.
I faked an injury against Alabama, and
yours was so bad
because my chin strap broke. So we did like a reverse pass, early do set, throw a pass to me down the sideline. I get tackled, I don't know, 30, 40-yard gain, and I get there, and Carnell Stewart, our right tackle, comes down to celebrate me, headbutts me, and it breaks my chin strap. And like you could see it, they have a zoomed in vision of it on the game copy, on the TV copy, and it's so like bad. I'm trying to like buckle my chin strap, and it won't buckle. And I look at it, you can see me looking at it, and I see that it's broken, and I look up, and you can see the wheel spinning. And then I go back to my training, and I grab my knee, and I just hit the ground, and I fake an injury. Like, and then I realized, when they tell us to do that, they're talking to everybody but the quarterback.
Yeah.
The quarterback can't really do it because they're just going to take a timeout anyway.
I'll tell you this, Doc, and I think we could probably find it. It was so bad that they thought he was concussed a little bit. They thought he had a concussion.
So maybe it worked better than thought.
Like, me play football. Looking at his like chin strap, and then you just like, you see the light go.
I remember my parents after the game, they're like, "Hey, next time you do that, can you not fake a knee injury? Like maybe just grab your shoulder or something and go down
a little closer to the area."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I guess a PSA, don't headbutt your quarterback, please.
Our tackle, like Aaron Rodgers, got tackled.
Oh my God!
The other day, did you see that?
I did not.
They go down, they score as a dime by Aaron Rodgers. They take the lead. They end up losing, but they take the lead. Looks like they're going to win the game. And a young offensive lineman comes behind Aaron Rodgers, kind of jumps on his back and tackles him to the ground. And the look that Aaron Rodgers gave him when he got up. Hey, I'm 41 years old, my guy.
Yeah.
I don't got too many of these hits left.
We don't need any other reasons there. That's 41's impressive.
Oh, all right, Doc. Well, hopefully next week we come here and it's better circumstances, with LSU, with FSU. I got faith. That's all you can have.
Good vibes. I think we're going to end the month strong. I feel it.
I got one last question. So, do you think that? So we look at in the NFL scope of things, like Hester, big Chargers fan. Chargers riddled with injuries. We see teams that have the injury bug, and there's no like reason why. Do you see correlations with a team that gets riddled? Is it just pure unluck, or is it? A lot of people like to harp on the strength staff and the strength coach. Is like, do you see a correlation with one way of training and a team being more riddled with injuries, or is it just luck?
I think you can make the argument for both. I think, in my experience, more often luck, because I've been on several teams that seem to do things the same way.
Yeah.
And you look at 1 year versus the next. Just here at LSU, you look at 1 year versus the next when we've had the same staff and same practice schedules, and 1 year compared to the next completely different. So there's clearly a luck component.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't be naive enough to say there's not other factors. Once you start getting injuries, so maybe your backup lineman is now having to do reps the first and second team, so he's getting extra reps. And there's reasons that make sense both from a fair and logical standpoint, and then from a is there something that goes into how you train, how you practice? It's something that probably is there, but I think if I had to say, it's more often luck. That's just we see it too often, and you have too much coincidence that the same year, and then all of a sudden 1 year you have twice as many injuries. Why does that happen?
And I guess it would be like sometimes like if you get hyperextended or rolled up on, that's pure bad luck. But guess if a team has more like soft tissue injuries, you could probably try to look at external factors of why the soft tissue bug has hit your team.
And we've looked at that, and I think we found some ways to make modifications. And then obviously head injuries, how with the concussions in camps and things like that. Why were some years worse? And if you go back and look, you're like, maybe that year we did a little bit more.
Yeah.
So there's definitely correlations, but then on the other hand, sometimes you gotta be lucky.
Yep.
So you're telling me whenever my parents would see like a team that kind of was going through the injury bug, and they're like, didn't drink their milk.
There's the milk.
Well, I'm not going to question Mom and Daddy Hester, so they probably knew what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But,
Right, because they were
milk,
like,
milk
hey,
does a body good. But
they were
but
like, hey, weak bones, didn't drink their milk. And
I'm telling you, a lot less injuries. People used to pitch 2 games in a day. No elbow injuries.
yeah,
Milk.
got to get that calcium, Bubba.
Gotta
get that calcium.
Gotta get it in, Doc. We appreciate you, sir.
My
All
pleasure.
right, we will step away. Before we do, though, real quick, a little Central Plumbing, centralplumbing.org, 225-925-8552, 24/7, 365, weekend, game day, holiday, emergency service, does not matter. And if you're looking to upgrade, you can do that as well. Go to the website, click on remodel at your home, at your business, big, small, everywhere in between. Go to the website to find that information, centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org. All right, more OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
It is tailgate weekend, home game.
Big time.
So it's
Big
a
time.
going for dose weekend.
Yeah, you can want uno dos tres.
You can.
Cuatro,
Some of us got to
cinco,
call games.
seis.
So go for dose.
Yep.
I believe that we've got, our 07 tailgate,
I think so.
I believe, is this weekend. You think
Yep.
they're going to go for dose?
They're gonna go for a few. Hey, you guys, I brought a case of beer. What are y'all drinking?
And look, you should get ready for the tailgate, because when you pack your tent, when you pack your TV, your generator, the thing that should always go along with that is that ice chest full of ice cold Dos Equis. So make sure you do game day the right way and go for dose.
That's right. It is, like you said, tailgate time. So it's never too early to get out to your favorite store and get you that delicious cold Mexican lager in that green bottle. Get you a couple limes, slice them up before you go out there on Saturday, and just have yourself a good old time. Get good and ready for the game to be loud Saturday night. Make sure you do it responsibly, but when you do it with Dos Equis.
I put your picture on my mirror. Start to blush when somebody says your name. In my stomach, there's a pain. You walk in my direction, I go.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Please go easy. What's happening to me? In the dark, can you tell me what it means? I lay my head on my pillow, staring out the window. Wish on a star for a sign. It's the reason why you're always on my mind. When you come around, I get shy when I see you. When I see you, baby. When I never know when you might walk by, so I gotta be right on time when I see you.
All right, welcome back in OTB live.
I don't know
from
if I've
the
heard this one.
Raising Cane studio.
Checking how my hair and my nails look.
Well, now you have.
Do you remember that video of Shane Beamer in the locker room last season? And like they're
Yeah.
all singing a song.
I know this song.
to-
Yeah. Do you remember that?
No.
Like he started singing it to his wife.
Yeah, because it was her
Okay.
birthday.
It was this one.
Yeah.
Is this song? Yeah.
All right.
Go to KTZBlinds.com, KTOZBlinds.com, K to Z Interiors and Outdoor Living in Baton Rouge, in Lafayette, on the North Shore, but really throughout the state of Louisiana. They can help you out. Make the call today. Have Brandon Barton and the team come out to your space, know your space, learn your space. Have it done 10 to 15 minutes as far as what you're looking for, because it's incredible how fast they can pinpoint exactly what you need for your space. Every space is different, but they know it all over at K to Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. Again, KTOZBlinds.com.
I got a quick stat for you.
I like numbers.
So we had talked about earlier the week schedule of Texas A&M coming into this game. Of course, rightfully so. They are a top 5 team, talented team, top to bottom. The Moffitt effect, everything. But we talked about their strength of schedule. So I went to go see Marcel Reed's stats versus their only opponent that's been ranked in the top 25. They've only played one team that is ranked in the top 25 or that has been ranked in the top 25 this season. at some point, and that is Notre Dame. Of course, great victory. Marcel Reed made the plays at the end of the game, but I wanted to see his passing stats. Now, he threw for 360 yards, hit some big plays at average of 9.7 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, but completion percentage, 17 of 37, which is just over 45% completion rate. So in this day in college football, 45, anything below like 55 is not good. Like back in the old school way of playing, if you're above 50%, that's a good day at the office. But in this world, 45% is a poor completion percentage. Now, he got the victory, made the plays that matter, but what is one of the strengths of this LSU team? I would say the strength of this LSU team, our secondary.
Yeah.
They eat.
Yeah.
They're good individually, their individual matchups. So there's opportunities here. Marcel Reed has improved in his passing game since last year, but just looking at the best opponents they've faced, the only ranked opponent they faced had a below 50% completion percentage. They hit some big plays. That's why he had 360 total yards passing. But I think this will be by far the best secondary he has faced. So let's get that Death Valley mojo. Let's get it rocking. I know we're not where we want to be. The expectation for this team was far greater, exceeds far more than what the production has seen at this point of the year. But we got an opportunity to turn it around, and it all starts with each and every one of the fans going out to Tiger Stadium, being loud, creating the advantage for our defense. Let's feed the strength of our team, which is the defense. That's secondary. Yeah. Make it hard to communicate, and let's see if that defense can go create some turnovers.
Someone asked me about his rushing totals this year. He has 51 carries, 241 yards. Now, you got to remember the sack yards are taken away from that. So, as far as what he's gained, it's going to be a greater number than that, but it's 4.7. So, still having success on the ground as well. But to match point, 61% completion percentage. And it's wild because, 15 years ago, that was great.
61, are you kidding me?
But now, it's like you want it closer to 70, and it was in that Notre Dame game, 45.9%. And, you look at the next game, didn't throw the ball as much, only 22 times against the Auburn secondary. Against Mississippi State, 13 of 23, only completed 56% of his passes. Now, in a game like this, Matt, knowing that you do have some really good defensive backs, they haven't really been tested. Again, everything has kind of been made against LSU through the air. A lot of times it's been the tight end position. It's been more linebackers in coverage. So with that being said, knowing your skill set, knowing they've got really good receivers as well. I want to make sure I give them their flowers. Those two guys are really good. Would you expect LSU to be more aggressive? Would you expect them to, they played quarters in this game against Vanderbilt. Would you expect to see cover one? What do you expect? What would you do if you knew that was your matchup?
I would isolate Mansour, isolate him one-on-one, and then play. So a lot of teams right now, I see a lot of times they will play a normal shell coverage to the second receiver and they'll man-to-man the outside guy. So they'll play quarters, and it creates a numbers advantage for the second, the third, the backside receiver, the running back. So you can do that. But I think the big thing is just being versatile and being disciplined in your assignments, because Blake Baker's going to be aggressive. That's who he is. At the soul of everything.
I mean, last game, cover one, I would say almost half the time.
Yeah.
He had some 3 and quarters in there for sure.
He wants to create confusion. He wants and he wants to create in Tiger Stadium too. Wants to create chaos because it's going to be loud, and so you hit all the 5 senses, right? So you got you smell the alcohol, okay, as a quarterback. You hear everything. Okay. And then what you want to be seeing. Okay. What you want to be seeing, you want to see confusion. Yeah. Like when you have all that noise happening and you got people walking around.
Are you eating grass too?
You're eating grass and you're feeling it. You're feeling getting hit. You're feeling the intensity, the sound waves. But Blake Baker wants to be aggressive and control. But we have to be disciplined in our assignments. Our edge rushers, and when you blitz and have a free look at the quarterback, which is going to come because of the confusion that Blake Baker's defense can create, confusion, you'll get a free corner blitzing. Yeah. You got to be more disciplined in your rush assignment. You got to go to the upfield shoulder, not the downfield shoulder. Like you have to go. You have to anticipate him trying to get outside of you.
Yeah.
And we lost contain too many times this past week. And of course, it was bad. Diego Pavia made plays, but it's good teaching tape.
Yeah.
It's great teaching tape.
You got to learn from it.
You have to learn from it. So can they apply what they're seeing from their mistakes? Can they apply it this week? Do I think Marcel Reed is the overall player that Diego Pavia is? They're different, but a little bit similar as well. I think Marcel's got a little bit more of a burst.
Yeah. Diego's got more of a chaotic energy in a good way. Like
chaotic
I can drive
energy.
in chaos. Yeah.
I thrive in chaos. It doesn't matter what's happening around me. I'm going to find a way to make a play, and things are just going to happen around me because the guys are doing their assignment. So I mean, can LSU's defense have a big game? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think they can, but they got to fix some things. They got to be more disciplined. Harold Perkins, when he's in pass coverage, cannot leave his pass coverage assignment to go chase down a quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing the double spies.
Yeah.
Like we're a lot of times that we're seeing two spies on the quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't like to see that because you got either one less person in pass rushing or one less person in pass coverage. Sure, is it warranted every now and then? Yeah, you can confuse some people, but I think we're seeing it a little too much. I'd like to see just one guy spy. So you have to create numbers advantage. You got to get to the quarterback. But I mean, it's got a good opportunity. This is going to be, I believe, I would think that this is their quarterback's toughest challenge. I know Notre Dame's got a good defense. I know Notre Dame's a good team-ish kind of.
All right, let me get out of here before you say something nice about them. Go to PelicanRoof.com. That's the website for Pelican Roofing. Remember, you can go to the community tab and you can sign up for a free roof for a veteran, right? So you can sign up to enter the contest there, or you can just nominate a veteran as well. It's an incredible deal that they do over at Pelican Roofing. It is right there on their homepage, top right corner. Click on that. Nominate a veteran today. They did it last year. They had the Mother's Day giveaway as well. They don't have to do this, but they want to do this, and it's something that is very cool that they do. And you can check out all the information on the website. Of course, they're in Lafayette. They're in Baton Rouge. Boots on the ground in both. They are the best. That's not just us saying that. Look at the reviews right there on the homepage, pelicanroof.com. More OTB when we come back.
Off the bench. Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back at OTB Raising Cane Studio. You got a little alternate uniform.
Yeah, did y'all see? So we got a big matchup this week in the NFL.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
It's Steelers
versus the Packers. Aaron Rodgers playing his former team.
First time, right?
First time, yeah.
Yeah,
first time. So, of course, he spent a lot of time with Jordan Love and helped mentor him, was a great mentor towards him. There's actually a really good, cool article about it. But the Steelers, I saw, are revealing a new alternate uniform for this game. And there it is. They got a gold helmet, some weird stripes on the front.
Those are like the old throwback, like leather helmet day jersey
exactly
that you would see.
Yep.
All right.
So anyway, that's I wish they were just like in their traditionals for this matchup. Honestly, just a traditional uniform.
Is Green Bay throwing it back too?
I actually don't know if I don't think so.
It's not in Green Bay.
So I think it's like
I wish it had been.
I think somebody said. I think I read somewhere it might be one of the first or one of the few gold helmet matchups the NFL's ever had.
Ooh,
gold versus gold.
Yeah.
So I was.
Who are you rooting for?
Wait, I'm rooting for a good game.
No. Who are you rooting for?
Man, I don't know. Probably the Steelers.
Yeah.
Maybe the Packers. I don't know. It's going to be fun.
All right, Switzerland. We'll be back. Another hour. OTB. A lot of fun coming your way. Stay locked in.
Off the bench.
All right, go to Rouses.com. Why are you giving me a website for a grocery store? That's because when you go to Rouses.com, you click, find the store that is nearest you, and then you find those weekly ads that we always talk about. They've got incredible deals all the time going on, so you can check those out on the website before you head off to the store. Also, it is a tailgating weekend here in Baton Rouge, so make sure when you're stocking up for your tailgate that you go to Rouses. They've got trays and platters already ready to go. They've got incredible deals all the time. That's why they are the official supermarket of your New Orleans Saints. So come see us Football Friday. We'll be out there, Burbank and Lee, doing our show, and go see Rouses wherever it is closest to you to pick up your tailgating packages.
That's right. And you can also visit Rouses.com. I know that's weird to send you to a website for a grocery store, but if you go there, you can find coupons. You can find deals depending on what your zip code and what your location is. Go out there at Rouses.com to check out your deals. And when you got to get groceries, go to the local store, Rouses Markets.